Hi, and welcome to the 9th Muse on the Introvert Biz Growth podcast, the show where I talk to introverts who grow their business and make a difference. I'm Sarah Santacroce, your host as always, and if you're new here, then I want you to know that this is not the usual format of my regular episodes. I post a new show every other Friday, and it's always a conversation with a fellow introverted entrepreneur who uses his or her introverted superpowers to make a difference. These shows are edited by Tim, my professional podcast editor, who also creates amazing show notes pages. But today's episode is a muse, which means unedited, raw content, no intro music, no bells and whistles. And I share these muses to make you think, to inspire you, to break the rules, and to eventually invite you to the gentle business revolution when it's ready. And today I thought I'd share the story about how I found my why, or maybe how it found me. So with the beta group participants of the anxiety-free marketing group, we're talking a lot about meaning, purpose, why we do what we do. And let's be honest for a minute, it's not the same for everyone. Some people are very clear about their why immediately, their mission. Others, it takes them a bit more time, and I was part of the others. So for 10 years, my business was just a means to an end. It started because I wanted a flexible solution so that I could also spend time with my boys, see them grow up. And then when I turned 40, which was 3 years ago, I read Simon Sinek's book, Start with the Why, and this question about the why started to come up more and more. And that's also exactly when I started this podcast. So it definitely gave me meaning. So doing this podcast gave me a lot of meaning, but it was more of a hobby, and I still considered my LinkedIn business as the breadwinner, and the work I did with introverts more of a side hustle. And I thought that in my case, my why was probably to be found outside of work hours. And I actually remember saying that to a friend. I was kind of jealous of her because she was on this quest for her why within the business. And I'm like, yeah, but that just seems impossible. So for me, it's probably outside of work hours. But in parallel, I did a lot of inner work. So first with a therapist and then with a coach. And that meant digging up a lot of old stories. And then one day it hit me. I got this very clear message that I was supposed to reserve the domain name The Gentle Business Revolution. And I couldn't believe that it was actually available. So let me explain how this came all about. So doing this inner work, a lot of the paths always led to my dad, who is and was a very important person in my life. Duh, he's my dad, right? But not only in a healthy kind of relationship way. My dad is a very smart, very discreet, not emotional at all, somewhat intimidating person. And for all of his life, he was a leader in socialist movements. So he was representing the workers, fighting for justice, of course, in a non-violent way. He was always very engaged in politics, left-wing politics. And so entrepreneurs, business owners were somehow the enemy for me growing up. That's kind of the talk I heard, right? So when journaling about all of this, I realized two things. The first thing was that what had kept my business from going or getting to the next level was this feeling of betraying my dad by aligning myself with the other side, with the business owners. And I also realized that that's exactly my mission. That's my why. I need to bring more kindness and empathy to the business world, and therefore representing his number one value, which is social justice or just justice, and doing business in a way that is fair, where all parties win and where we really can make a difference. So there you have it. That's how I found my why, or how it found me. And again, if you had asked me 18 months ago, I wouldn't have had a very good answer. So if you don't know your why yet, I'd say don't stress out about it. I know that Simon Sinek has a course about finding your why, but quite honestly, I don't know if you can just take a course about it, at least if you're not also doing the inner work at the same time. This stuff is usually hidden deep inside us, and I don't know if just taking a course and doing the outer work is going to get you there. As I mentioned before, we're working on this in the anxiety-free marketing program right now because I truly believe that's where we need to start if we want to market with authenticity. So I'll keep you posted when the program is ready for the public. But for now, just allow. I think that word allowing is really key here. And be open. And you're exactly where you need to be at this moment. Thanks so much for listening to this Muse. That's it for today's episode. I wish you a wonderful week, and please tune in again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.